So now we started our company. We released our shares into the market through IPO. Now the main question is, what affects the price of the shares? We have seen the shares moving up and down, again up and down. Or some companies fall, some companies rise. Why does this happen? Why do the shares price keep fluctuating? So let's study why share price keeps fluctuating. So the main reason for the fluctuation of the share prices is the demand and the supply. What is the demand and what is the supply? So demand means how many people want to buy the shares. The number of people who are interested in your shares is called the demand. So if there are a lot of buyers willing to buy your share than the people selling the shares, then it is obvious that the price of the shares will go up, because the people will demand more money for the share. Nobody will be ready to sell it for less amount. So if the demand is more and the supply is less, this works in every business, not just in share market. This principle works in every business. Imagine there is no season of tomatoes. If you are buying tomatoes today, you want to buy tomatoes, and tomatoes are not available. The season of tomatoes is not there. So the supply of tomatoes is less. So the price of tomatoes will obviously be more. Same thing applies in the share market. If the people selling the shares are less than the buyers, then the price of the share goes up. So this is called demand, the number of people wanting to buy the shares. And supply is the amount of people who are giving the shares. The supply of the share is called as supply. So now the share price goes up when the supply becomes low and the demand becomes more. And the inverse is applicable too. If the number of people who are willing to buy the share is less than the number of people selling the share, then the price of the share will be less. Now let's study about what is bear market and bull market. We might have heard the term bear and bull. When you watch news, you might have heard people telling bear, bull, today the bulls are more active, today the bears are more active. So what is this bear and what is this bull, and why the word bear and the word bull? So as I told you, sometimes the market goes up because the demand of the share is more. So the price of the share keeps going up. So this is called as a bear market. Now why it is the bear market and why the bull market? So you might have seen, how does the bear attack? When you might have seen the bear in the jungle or movies, the bear attacks generally downward. So bear market means the market which is moving downward. When the bears are active, it means the price of the share will go down. And the bulls. So you might have seen when the bull attacks, it attacks upwards, right? The bull attacks with its horns upward. So that means the market is going up. So the bull market means when the price of the shares keeps on increasing, when the graph is moving upward. It is also called the bull market. And when the prices of the graphs are going down, when the graph is moving downward, it is called the bear market. So the red candles, there are different candles which show the value of the shares. We will study about candles later. But in the form of a graph, if you watch the graph going down, it is the bear market, and if it is going upward, it is called the bull market. Now I told you what is IPO. IPO means when the companies are releasing their share first time into the market. But there are few companies which release their shares even second time. They might release more number of shares again. So this is called FPO. FPO means follow on public offering. When the companies are following up, again they are releasing their shares into the market. This is called follow on public offering. Now you studied what is IPO and what is FPO. You know what a bear market is and what a bull market is. You know why the prices of share increase and why the prices of share decrease. So now, who actually moderates this process? Buying and selling the shares, there has to be a moderator, so that there is no illegal activity going into the share market, and there has to be certain rules for the shares to be sold and bought. There has to be certain rules which has to be followed. So who maintains these rules? Just like RBI, for the banks there is RBI. So same way for the stock market, there has to be an authority, right? The authority which will monitor all the selling, buying, whatever is going on, and the activities. So this, just like the RBI for the banks, every bank is monitored, their activity is monitored by the RBI. There is a central bank. Like that, we have something called as SEBI. In stock market, we have something called as SEBI. Now what is the SEBI? SEBI means SEBI. That is Stock Exchange Board of India. Securities and Exchange Board of India. So Securities and Exchange Board of India is abbreviated as SEBI, SEBI. They do the work of monitoring the shares. They form the rules and regulations in the stock market. So every rule or regulation present in the stock market is governed by the SEBI. They are just like the RBI for the banks. For the stock market, we have the SEBI, that is SEBI. They form the regulations and they monitor the stocks. Now, what is different kinds of stocks? We might have heard different kinds of stocks, right? In share market, we have heard different terms. There are big companies and there are smaller companies. There are different sizes of companies available in the share market. So, what are the different types of stocks available? We might have heard of blue chip stocks and penny stocks. So, what is blue chip and what is penny stock? So, blue chip means the stocks which perform well in every condition, in every situation of the market. Like you might have seen the pandemic now. Even in the pandemic, there are companies which performed well and there are companies which didn't perform well. So the companies, despite the situation of the market, they perform well, are called as blue chip stocks. And penny stocks. There are penny stocks. Penny stocks means the companies, the shares which have low market cap. The number of shares which are provided are low. The market capitalization of these shares is low. They are called penny stocks. They are very cheap. They are not very expensive stocks. They are very cheap stocks. And the blue chip stocks are generally big companies like Reliance or other big companies which perform well despite the market condition. So this is blue chip stock and the penny stock. Now what is upper circuit and lower circuit? So you again, when you watch the news about the share market, you might have heard the different terms like upper circuit. Today the stock is hitting upper circuit. Today the stock is hitting lower circuit. So what is upper circuit and what is the lower circuit? Upper circuit is the highest that the stock can reach in a day. In the day, the highest amount that the share has hit is called the upper circuit. And what is the lower circuit? Obviously, lower circuit is the lowest price the stock has touched in its journey. That is called the lower circuit. So, when a share cannot go below the lower circuit. When the share hits the lower circuit, it means it has touched the lowest price. And upper circuit means the share has hit the highest price of the day. So this is called upper circuit and lower circuit. So today we studied terms like what is demand and supply. We studied what is bear market and bull market. Just like the bears attacking downward, they attack with their claws down, and the bulls hitting upward. Same way the graphs go upward or downward. And we studied who regulates the stock market. That is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. And we studied about the different types of stocks like blue chip stocks and the penny stocks. And we studied about the upper circuit and the lower circuit. So that's it for today. Thank you.